Rapid Fire Reaper here for Weapons Grade Gaming, and yes, I realize I'm a little late on my weekly upload, but I've been working with a new program, Sony Vegas Pro 12, and I've been having some render quality loss issues there, and hopefully that's something that I'll get worked out over time when I become a little more experienced with the program. But today I was looking to discuss PC gamers getting the shaft, because as I'm sure as all PC gamers are aware, this has been a trend in the last 5 to 10 years. Yesterday, the Medal of Honor beta came out, which, first off, I'd like to say I have no interest in playing. I hated the first one, not gonna buy it, just don't care. But what makes no sense to me at all is the fact that Xbox gamers get a demo, and the community that needs demos the most almost never gets them. When you go to the store and you buy an Xbox game, or a PlayStation 3 game, or a Wii game, you know when you take that game out of the box, put it into your disc tray, that it's going to work. As a PC gamer, with the thousands of different hardware configurations that there are, you really have no idea how that game is going to perform on your system until you get to play a demo, or you either A, go out and buy it, or B, pirate a copy. And I think that has a lot to do with the increased rates of piracy on PC, is that no one really knows how that game is going to run on their system. Another thing I wanted to go over was terrible ports. Ubisoft is one of the companies that's, really heavy on DRM. They're really anti-PC gamer, and they claim that it's due to us pirating their games. Well, if we wouldn't get shoddy ports, then we wouldn't pirate their games. I mean, look at Splinter Cell Conviction. This is a game that runs 538 megabytes of video RAM, and yet my graphics card, my 6972 gig, will yank about 40 frames per second. That's just unacceptable. Horrible coding. For another example, the Saints Row 3rd that came out about, a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know if it's been that long. There, to this day, if you go to the official site and you go to the Saints Row forums, you'll see that there's a post, the #1 post on the entire site, low performance, while driving on high-end machines at night. And they still haven't made a patch for this game. They put out like 6 or 7 patches. They've never done their performance patch to the game. I have this game. Every time I've installed it, I've been unable to play it because it runs so poorly. Another thing, Mass Effect, a game that was amazing on PC, the very first one, really great. I remember you had all the weapon modifications that you could do and the armor modifications, whether or not you wanted to increase your shield output or whether or not you wanted to shoot radioactive rounds, kind of things like that. And they really went away from that in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. That whole exploratory, experimenting element had been taken away in order to make the game more seamless and streamlined. And it's the exact same thing that happened between Crysis 1 and Crysis 2. It should be done where all games are made for PC first and then ported over to console. That way these games can reach their full potential, graphically, mechanically, and technically. And they're not going to be able to do that on a system like console. And I agree with my friend Woodsy over at the PC Elitist, who has a theory that the reason that games are not growing in complexity and are not being as innovative as they used to be is because we're still stuck on the same 16-button controller. If you're using the same device, the same peripheral to control your machine, then your machine can never advance because you're always stuck with the same interface. A good comparison, I think, is if a car company like Porsche decided that they were going to make a new car and they weren't going to make a luxury model. They were only going to make a standard one with no power windows and a radio with no CD player. I mean, why not let what you make live up to its fullest potential? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, and only if you did, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And this has been Rapid Fire Reaper for Weapons Grade